Communities along the New South Wales coast remain on alert tonight as a dynamic weather system brings heavy rain, strong winds and powerful surf. More than 20,000 homes and businesses are already without power, while some residents on the Central Coast have been evacuated as authorities warn of damaging conditions to come.
Almost 20 flights cancelled and more delayed at Sydney Airport.
Supposed to be going to Melbourne on the 9:45 flight, and then it got cancelled because of the weather.
Just a delay so far.
Boaties caught in treacherous conditions at Port Stephens as a low-pressure system off our coast makes its presence felt.
The terrible thing is that this situation is going to worsen over the course of the next 24 hours.
More than 70 millimetres of rain fell in parts of the Hunter and mid-north coast overnight, hitting already saturated ground.
There has been some isolated road closures with flash flooding.
Winds and large swell whipping up our beaches. In the last 24 hours, the SES has responded to more than 600 calls for help across New South Wales, many of those sandbagging requests. And forecasters are warning the state isn't out of the woods just yet.
Destructive wind gusts of around 125 kilometres an hour being possible right along the coastal fringe, and we're expecting that risk is going to shift southwards towards parts of Sydney and potentially parts of the Illawarra.
In the rain, potentially around 100 millimetres, isolated in parts to 250 millimetres.
The system is now beginning to move south of the Hunter.
We're certainly not creating a panic situation. What we want to do is create a strong awareness of what lies ahead.
But authorities are still urging people between the mid-north and south coasts to stay up to date on weather alerts and avoid unnecessary travel.
We prepare for the worst, we hope for the best, we're prepared for the evacuations, we're prepared for power going out, we're prepared for the telecommunications, we're prepared for people being isolated.
We are expecting the weather to intensify, especially the winds throughout the Hunter, the lower mid-north coast, Central Coast and down through, as the Minister mentioned, to the very southern tip of New South Wales. The coastal zone is absolutely the risk of that flash flood.
Lauren Kemp, NBN News.
Evacuation orders are in place for dozens of residents at erosion-plagued Wamberal and North Entrance on the Central Coast. Reporter Lauren Evans joins us from Wamberal. Lauren, another nervous night ahead for homeowners there.
Yeah, Tash, residents in several properties here at Wamberal Beach were told to evacuate this afternoon, along with several other homes over at North Entrance. The SES says that dangerous surf has caused significant damage to dozens of homes, this after emergency works to try and shore them up this morning.
Racing against the clock and the tide, excavators shift sand at Wamberal Beach to protect nearby homes. Central Coast Council this morning moving sand and carrying out emergency rock bagging for 14 properties along Pacific Street and Ocean View Drive. An operation that had to be called off after wild weather forced crews from the beach. Residents less than impressed.
So you address a East Coast low on the morning of the East Coast low, even though we had 2 weeks of perfect weather, but apparently nothing could be done then.
We're just dumbfounded. We're just at odds. We're worn out, and what a disgrace on council and state government.
The SES stepping in with its own plan this afternoon.
What we will be doing later today is door knocking and talking to the residents of Wamberal and one property at the entrance north, and most probably aiming at putting in some evacuation orders for those properties.
These homes here haven't been listed in council's repair works, and despite excavators here digging up sand, residents say it won't be enough to protect their homes tonight.
We need the rock bags like they implemented in the northern end, and anything short of that just won't work. And you can see behind me now, you have a unit here 3 metres away from going in.
Central Coast Council says public safety remains a priority and it continues to monitor the situation in line with the SES and police.